The drill group 41, consisting of richh, jenn, and tata, have been quietly blowing up recently. Their formula for success revolves around capitalizing on well-known and trending sounds. Their infectious flows over often already catchy samples alongside those bouncy drill drums are a concoction which seems to lead to a hit song every single time. Today we'll be taking a deep dive into how to make beats for them, showing you the source on how to find the right samples and adding the correct bounce to go alongside them. Let's get into it. These days you have countless ways to find new samples. You've got Splice, Tracklib, Arcade, YouTube, Instagram, even going out in real life. But in my opinion, the platform where I find the most inspiring and unique sounds is actually TikTok. Now as a platform, I hate TikTok, like with a passion. I think it's fully just brain rot and preying on kids. But anyway, every few weeks when I know I'm gonna have some time to kill, maybe I'm traveling or whatever it is, I go ahead and I download TikTok. So yeah, I'll have TikTok for a couple days. I'll save, say 10, 15 sounds to my device. I'll put them in a folder in my camera roll. And then whenever I'm lacking inspiration or want to spark like instant creativity, I'll go through that camera roll, go through that folder, and there you go. I've got crazy samples in there already loaded up for me. Now this works amazingly for me because my TikTok algorithm, it kind of knows what I like in terms of sounds. So if you could optimize your algorithm, or even if you make a new account just to find samples, make sure you only like videos with crazy sounds. TikTok will do its thing and it will show you the best samples you can find on there. However, the problem with TikTok, and honestly all the other platforms I already mentioned, is that these days you're bombarded with so many sounds, it can be very, very hard to know when you found the one. There's no surefire way to pick the perfect sample every single time, but here's my little rule that I have for myself. Now, I don't download anything unless I can already hear an idea or how I want to flip it in my head. And if I hear a sound, I'm instantly like, oh yeah, I hear the drums for it already. Or, you know, my brain's instantly sparking new ideas. Then I go ahead, download that, and I try and wait until I find a sample that does that for me. With that being said, it is quite easy to go ahead and start overthinking it and be too picky. So don't go too crazy with it, but just make sure that you're listening for samples that spark an idea. With the whole finding sample section out of the way, let me jump in and show you this gem of a sample that I found.
All I wanted was you.
When I found the sample, 41 had just been on Blackboy Max's stream, and they made a crazy song with the sample Save Me from, you know, Chief Keef's song back in the day. I'll play it quickly here. I'm walking on all instrumentals. She wanna go with her friend. So yeah, when I heard that Paramore cover, I kind of got similar vibes to the song that 41 had just made, so I jumped straight into FL Studio and got cooking. So as you can see, we're in the project file now. I've got the TikTok and then I've got the actual Paramore song. And I pulled in the original Paramore song, route it to mix a track 10. This is mainly just going to be EQing to take away a lot of those frequencies to leave room for myself to add drums and for an artist such as 41 to get on it eventually. So I did a low cut there, then a high cut, another low cut. Then I did some more surgical EQs to take out some frequencies which I didn't like, which then leaves us with this.
All I wanted was you.
So I just added this crash on top as well. And that's basically how I wanted to go. I could hear the drums coming in with that crash. So let's jump in and let's start on some drums. Put up a kick and I can already hear the but, like the Jersey sort of bounce. So I'm gonna draw that in right now. What I've done, as you can see, I've side chained the kick to the original Paramore song, just so it punches through even more than it already does. And I've chosen a super punchy kick. I wanted to layer the kick with the sort of stomp sound, so I got this one here. Just took all of the low end out of it so it didn't clash with the kick. So I'm just going to copy that kick pattern. It's quite subtle, but you can hear it there. So this is without. The stomp almost ends up being white noise, but fills in some very much needed highs as we cut out a lot of highs out of the sub. Now I think it's time to add one of the most important parts, and that's a bass. I've chosen this bass out from Key Major, a little sub bass. So I've drawn in this bass pattern. Basically it's the same as the Paramore bass line. Took it from the original song. The way a lot of these songs are sourced up are by the sort of the effects and the switch ups and the arrangement, so we're going to go really in depth on that. Found this effects which is going to make the transition into the drop much cleaner. As I said, you can go super crazy with the effects and the arrangement and textures, stuff like that, but it's very easy to go overboard. So what I've done is I've dragged in the Beckham vocals. Now they're not perfectly in a line and like mixed in perfectly. The reason they're there is simply so that I can easily know if I'm going overboard. When you have the vocals on there, you can kind of hear a lot more easily if you're doing too much. So yeah, let's give it a bit of a listen before you go add more stuff.
In the spot, I came with the fellas. Ray Mac got hit in the back end smelling.
So that sounded cool, because we have this main bit here, then we can hear the sample switches at this 14 bar mark.
That shit got the whip. I know we can't wait. What up, bro? When I'm out, I touch you.
Like a little guitar solo, and then this will be the perfect time to bring in a verse. And what I think I might do is I want to take inspiration from a Kid Laroi song produced by Clams Casino. I'm going to do sort of the Clams Casino effect. I'm going to find random chops, just repeat them. I'm going to go ahead and do it, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. What I've done is I've literally just chosen very, very small slices and just repeated them over and over and over, so you can just sort of hear the ambience. So it's literally just little sections repeated, and if I add the drums in on this bit, I think it's going to sound super hard. So
Like CP the Blake.
I use Fader, which is a free online AI stem splitter, and I got these drums from the original Paramore song to just transition into, you know, the Clams Casino bit. And all I did was add a pad man to this drum fill. I think for the second part as well, this like little verse section, I want to add a bit more effects. So I went ahead, I added 2 sounds. I added the stomp, and I added the scratch as well. So that sounds like this. And in the second half of the verse, I added this little breath sound just to create even more bounce. Then I just cut out the drums here and added effects to bring us into the bridge before we get to the Clams Casino part. And yeah, man, that's the whole beat. Simpler than it sounds, I know, but in reality, you don't really have too many sounds. A lot of the time with these sample type beats, the sample does a lot of the heavy lifting. We'll leave a link to Segway and Ryan's free drum stash. I used a lot of the sounds from that stash in this beat. If you want to go get that, all you have to do is put in your email and follow my Instagram. Regardless, you should follow my Instagram. Always posting opportunities for placements and stuff on there. Thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.